Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and welcome back to Why Mega Evolve. Now, earlier last week we talked about Mega Relicanth, and today we're going to be talking about Mega Dewgong. But before we get started, let me just give you guys a brief explanation of what this series is about. Now, every week we'll be picking two Pokemon that either need a Mega Evolution, deserve a Mega Evolution, or want a Mega Evolution for. Now, this is based off my opinion alone, and no one else's. Now, if you guys do not like my opinion, then please post your opinions in the comment section down below about what would you keep, what would you change, and etc. And at the end of every video, I will be telling you guys which Pokemon we're going to be talking about the following day. So with that said, here is Mega Dewgong. Now, Dewgong to me is a Pokemon that is in dire need of a Mega Evolution, just because like every time I see this thing in competitive play, whether if it's just someone on YouTube using it, or it's just if someone I'm battling uses this thing, whether if it's in like random battles on Showdown or in the actual tier that this thing is in, it doesn't do diddly squat pretty much. So I feel like if this thing gets a Mega Evolution, it will help it out quite significantly, if I do say so myself, in competitive play. Now, is it going to be like top tier Mega? No. Now, just because like its stats are like in sense not all that good, and like it's not a physical attacker. Let me rephrase that. Like its physical attack and special attack are not really up to par for being very offensive. So it's not going to really do all that much damage. I mean, I don't even think this thing gets any like setup moves like Swords Dance or Calm Mind, and looking at its moveset, it does not. So you pretty much are going to be stuck with just having like base 70 physical attack and special attack. So like I said, I feel like a Mega Evolution is in dire need for Dewgong. So then this way, it will be a lot better in competitive play. Like I said, it's not going to be a overly powered Mega, not whatsoever. It's probably going to be like on the same level as like Mega Audino. Like it got a Mega, it helped it out, but it's not going to be that significant to the competitive game. I mean, if you want to use a Mega Dewgong, then by all means use it. But like I said, I can probably see this thing in like the low tier, like above PU. If I'm not mistaken, that is NU. Because like I said, I keep getting RU and NU mixed up, but I'm pretty sure NU is a bottom one before PU. But like I said, I don't see this thing becoming like an overpowered Mega whatsoever, because like the Mega stats that I've given this, like I said, it's not up to par with like UU or OU whatsoever. So I can see this thing getting blown back like in one shot basically. So as you can tell from what I've done to its stats, I did increase everything because honestly everything needed to get increased in one way or another. So anyways, for its physical attack, I increased it from base 70 to base 90. Now even though that its special attack is the same, which is from 70, and I increased it to base 110. Now the reason why I only increased it just a little bit rather than increasing it the same as its special attack is because most of the time when people use Dewgong, or at least from what I've been seeing, they usually use like the special variant of Dewgong. Pretty much use like Surf, Ice Beam, Signal Beam, what else? Black, Water Pulse. Like I said, people most of the time from what I've seen use the special variant for Dewgong, but I do want to increase its physical attack just a little bit as well, because it does get access to a few moves that this thing can actually like do well in for physical moves. Like this thing gets access to like Iron Tail, Slam, Fake Out, Horn Drill, Icicle Spear, Waterfall, Aqua Jet, which is also a really good priority move as well. So if you want to run like a mixed attacking like Dewgong, then by all means you can do it, but I don't see this thing becoming like a mixed attacker whatsoever. You're probably going to have like a choice of being either physical or special. I mean, even though its physical attack is a little bit lower, like I said, I can still see this thing doing a lot of work as being both physical and special as well, considering that its base attack is for the Mega Evolution I've given it was base 90, and its special attack being base 110 is its special attack being base 110. Like I said, I can see this thing being a lot more offensive, and that's what I wanted to do for Dewgong, is like I said, make this thing a lot more offensive, because that's the whole point in competitive play. Because if you guys didn't notice by now, I try to make like the Mega Evolution videos that I do kind of go towards like competitive play, considering that like at the end of the day, no matter what you guys say, like Pokemon is a competitive game, because like there's like VGC, which is an actual like competitive format for Pokemon, and then there's Smogon rules that you can actually go by, which aren't technically like confirmed Pokemon rules. Those are just like fan-made rules that a lot of like really good competitive players like pretty much work together and try to make like competitive play balance. So that's what I'm kind of going with when it comes to like every single Mega Evolution like base stats, what I do for these videos. But like I said, I want to make Dewgong a lot more offensive, just because it's not going to hit hard at all with like base 70 physical attack or base 70 special attack. So I feel like base 90 and base 110 for both physical attack and special attack is very balanced, and I feel like this thing will do a lot better if it had actual like base power into its stats rather than just like base 70. So that's why I increased them both for what they are. Now for its physical defense, I increased it from base 80 to base 90. Now including like its other stats as well. Like I said, Dewgong needed to get somewhat of an increase in all of its stats, and its physical defense is no exception. Now I increased it to base 95 because like I said, it does need some needs a physical bulk increasement. Now looking at its HP, it maxes out at 384 at being a base 90. So I don't know if it will have like some natural bulk behind it, to be completely honest, just because I never used the Dewgong like on an actual team before, because I always thought it was complete trash. I mean, you could slap like a choice specs or a choice band on it, but other than that, it's bad in my opinion. So I wanted to make this thing a little bit more bulky. Base 95, if I'm not mistaken, this thing is weak to fighting. It is weak to fighting, which is pretty much most of the time like physical moves. So like maybe you can live like a Mach Punch or something like that, have some natural bulk behind that as well. It's also weak to rock. Most of the time when people use like rock type moves, it's like Rock Slide, Stone Edge, and all that. I mean, people do run like Ancient Power, but like I'm talking about its physical like side right now. But I don't see this thing living like a Stone Edge from like anything. Maybe if it's from like a weak Pokemon. I don't know what Pokemon can like learn Stone Edge that has like a really low base attack or something like that. So like I said, I think base 95 is a very good balanced physical defensive stat for a Pokemon like Dewgong. Now for its special defense, I only increased it just a little bit from base 95 to base 100. Now the only reason why I increased it just a little bit is because I put most of the base stats, like the base 100 stats that a normal Mega gets, into most of it into its physical attack and special attack, because like I said, like base 70 is not going to cut it whatsoever when it comes to competitive play. So I had to increase it significantly to make this thing actually usable in competitive play. Now obviously there are going to be some people who are like really good in competitive play that can probably like do baton pass and actually set out Dewgong and do work with it, but at the same time, like it does in a sense have some natural bulk behind it, and it's not going to get knocked out by like a grass type move or an electric type move or a rock type move or a fighting type move like in one hit. I mean, granted, if you're in like higher tier, but that's a different story. But with the tier that it's in now and probably getting sent into like NU, if it does get a Mega Evolution like this, I can see this thing holding its ground a lot and doing a lot better in competitive play. So I think base 100 is like not all bad, to be completely honest. I think it's very, very good. So that's why I increased it to base 100. And last but not least is speed. I increased it from base 70 to base 90. This thing needed to get a speed increase as well, because that's what I think hinders a lot of like Pokemon from like bringing out its potential. Because like personally for me, when it comes to competitive play, I like speedy Pokemon. I like to control my like the speed in the game, because pretty much in sense the faster Pokemon like pretty much wins, pretty much wins like any like competitive whatever, because they get to hit first, and depending on how hard they hit, they could potentially knock you out in one hit. So I think Dewgong needed a speed increase to base 90. That way it'll be like on par with a lot of like very fast Pokemon in competitive play and pretty much any like tier, because there are Pokemon that like are below base 90, and I can see Dewgong like outspeeding them a lot and doing enough damage to actually like do something rather than just like taking damage and dying in one hit. So base 90 is personally I think is a very well balanced speed stat for a Pokemon like Dewgong. Now as a regular Pokemon or a regular Dewgong, Its base stats at 475, and with the Mega Evolution is going to be at 575. Now for its ability, I decided to give it the Lightning Rod ability. Now the reason why I've done that was because after looking at its other its other abilities, Thick Fat. Okay, to be completely honest, Thick Fat is probably a bad ability to have on a Dewgong. I mean, yes, it is neutral to fire, but at the same time, it's not really worth it. It does get access to hydration. I mean, if you're running like a rain team or something like that, then hydration would be good. On Dewgong, like personally, I've never seen like anyone run a Dewgong like competitively with like hydration or Thick Fat at all. I mean, most of the time, like compared to its 3 other abilities, like I'm pretty sure people use like hydration more than like Thick Fat and Ice Body. And speaking of its last ability, Ice Body, like I said, like Ice Body is the useless ability for this Pokemon. Like, if you're gonna have like sucky, like weak Pokemon, at least give them a good ability, and that's what I decided to do with Dewgong. Now, the reason why I decided to give Dewgong the Lightning Rod ability was because obviously it has a couple of horns, and it makes sense, and also it gets rid of one of its weaknesses. So now, getting rid of the electric weakness, it's only weak to grass, fighting, and rock. So those are 3 typings that Dewgong will be weak to, and yes, they are very common in competitive play, but I feel like Dewgong can work around it and actually do something in competitive play. And for its typing, I left it alone as Water Ice. There's really no reason for me to actually change its typing. If I was going to probably change its typing, I'll probably get rid of its Ice typing and add on the Fairy typing, but it does not get access to any Fairy type moves, and plus I would probably have to give it the Pixelate ability because obviously it doesn't get access to any Fairy type moves. So like I said, I just decided to leave it alone as Water Ice. It already got Stab type moves that can benefit from those typings as well, and I feel like it will like pair really well with the Lightning Rod ability. So with all that, there is Mega Dewgong. So anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now I'm sorry if I was like a little all over the place in this video. I literally just woke up like 20 minutes ago. I needed to get some recording done because I kept putting it off, so I do apologize about that. But anyways, the next Pokemon, or should I say the next few Pokemon we are going to be talking about, are from Pokemon from 5th gen. I told you guys that I feel like I keep neglecting that generation when it comes to me doing these videos, so there are going to be some points in time where I'm just going to have like a bunch, or a little bit of a couple of weeks where I just talk about 5th gen Pokemon, and this time is now. So like I said, the next Pokemon we are going to be talking about later down the line this week is Mega Beheeyem. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to comment and subscribe. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.